Hello. How are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and today I have something very different. I was messing around with some things, and I decided to do something. So let me show you. Now, this one's not perfect. This is like the first one that I did, but we're gonna make it perfect. Okay? So this is a paper clip. All right. How stinking adorable is this, right? Look at that. So I'm gonna get everything out and I'm gonna show you guys how to do this, and I will be right back. All right, supply list on this one. You will either want something that you can cut out, preferably something you can cut out, or a die cut. The die that I have is very intricate, so it didn't work quite the way I liked it, so I used this instead, and I just reversed the image so that I had front and back. And you're going to want your watercolors or your markers or whatever it is you're going to use to color it in with, a pair of scissors, and then trim that's going to match the color that you're going to use. I'm going to do one in shades of brown because I've already done one in purple, so I'm going to do one in brown, and we'll take a look. So I am going to get this out of the way, and I'm going to bring this over, and I'm going to get my brown markers out, and we'll get started. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have some brown alcohol markers out, and I just kind of swatched them to make sure that, they look good together. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the darker color right here, just along this line. On both sides. I'm using the brush tip. I could use the fine tip, but I like the brush better. And then I'm going to come in with the second color. And I'm going to go over that and out. Okay. Now I'm going to cut this out, so it doesn't really matter if I kind of color outside of the lines, because I'm known to do that. I never passed coloring in kindergarten, let me tell you. See? Right outside the lines I go. I mean, I'm not horrible, but Alright, so I've laid in the brown, and I'm going to do the lace at the top. Alright, so once I get this all colored in, I do need to do the laces, so let's pick something to come in and do the laces. And then I'm going to add a little bit of highlight. Just a little. Now, I can color the back if I want to, or I can just leave it kind of to its own, means. And I think I'm going to leave it to its own means, to be honest. I might color it, but who knows. All right. So now the next thing is to cut this out. And you'll notice that they go in two different directions. So we're actually going to cut out two of these. One of these. And one of these. All right. Nobody wants to watch me cussy cut. I'm going to get these cut out, and I will be, well, I'm going to get this one cut out, get this one colored, and get it cut out, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now I have two pieces colored, and they're opposite sides. So for the next part, I actually like to use a little double-sided tape. It just makes my life easy. I just turn one of these over, put a little double-sided tape here, and here. And then just kind of, press it down so I can remove it, the backing, and expose the tape. That just helps me when I'm putting the stuff down to kind of hold it in place. And then we're going to bring in some pieces here. So what I have is some seam lace, and I have a little piece of that tulle netting and some seam binding. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, kind of putting stuff down. And I'm going to start as far up as I can so that I reduce the bulk. So I'm going to cut some strips of this. Put this on, and of course I'm going to trim it later, and then stick one of these on, this one, now at this point I may want to put some more tape down, just a little piece, and that'll help me stick down some more of this. And I'm going to glue the whole thing, but in the meantime I want it to kind of hold there, and this is not the easiest thing to do, I'll be honest, because the tape wants to pull up the fabric as opposed to just releasing. There we go. So I'll just release that, and we'll add in a piece of this, and I'm going to do a couple of pieces of this one. Okay, so now that I have that all on there, I have to put my paper clip on. And I put it right there in that little gap. And then I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac here. Sorry about that. My doggies are playing in the background. And I'm just going to put my Fabri-Tac on here, and a good healthy amount at that. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to line it up. Now this may not be perfect, but that's okay. You can trim later. And then I'm going to put a couple of clamps on this and set it off to the side till it dries. And then I'm going to come back and, we'll clean it up a little bit and do all the fancy stuff, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so at this point, the glue should be dry and we can take our clamps off. And we can take a look at the bottom here and kind of trim this up. We'll save those. And then we're just going to use our little scissors. There's a little piece over here that's sticking out. We'll trim that off. We're going to trim this whole piece of white off of here. And then there's a little bit over here that needs to be kind of trimmed away. And a little bit right here. And then the easiest way to kind of cover this, if you have a lot of white sticking out, would be to just go over it with your marker. So I've trimmed away a little bit, and I'm going to ink at this point, see if that should fix the issue. Yep, there we go. Yep, my dogs. A little bit there, and a little bit here. That one has stage fright. He doesn't like to go potty when he's outside with the peoples, but he loves to go out with the peoples. Weird. All right. So, let's see. All right, so now we've got this all done. Let's take a look at what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. Right there. Alright, so we can do it in any color that I want. I have this one, I have the original one that I did in purple, and I have colored them in green and in pink. I just haven't done them yet, but I'm working on it. So that is my project for today, and I hope that you give this a try, and that you have some fun with it. I think it's a really different kind of neat way to add this to like your Victorian type journals, or just your historical journals in general, and it would be cute in a romantic journal. So really simple, really easy to do. That's all I have for you today. If you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that button for me and subscribe, like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends, and then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends, and before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sunday at 10 a.m. That's 11, 12, and 1 across the country, 8 o'clock over in Hawaii. I post videos on Mondays and Wednesdays. And in 2022, I have two things currently active. One is my free classes, and you can get information on those by subscribing to my channel. And the second one is my 12 of 22 journal challenge, and there is a link for the original video on that in the description box below. Until the next time, stay safe. Bye-bye.